Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to concentrate on warnings. The warnings are unclear hypertext link as well as checking reading order. So the first thing, unclear hypertext link. Basically all that's stating is URLs just being simply listed. Keep in mind when assistive technologies such as a screen reader goes through your documents, it'll actually list the amount of links that are in the document and read them out loud. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to read it in this slide order. It may just grab these links and just read them. So if it's reading http://webaim.org, they may not truly understand why they need to see this link, what it's all about. Some aren't as clear as just webaim.org. So what I would suggest is to make the links in context, meaning if I want them to go to WebAIM, they should just be able to see the word WebAIM and click on it, not have the URL. So in order to fix this, I'm just going to select this URL and I'm going to cut it, which is Control X, or just simply hit cut by right-clicking. I want WebAIM to actually be the link, or hyperlink I should say. So I highlighted the text that I want it to be a hyperlink. I'll right-click, choose hyperlink. So you see the text display, it's already there, WebAIM, and I'm just going to simply paste Control V as in Victor and paste in the URL. Say OK. So now you see that in fact is actually the URL, not the list underneath it. So I'm going to do that with all of these. So I'm just going to grab it, Control X to cut, select the text that I want to be the hyperlink, right-click, hyperlink, and paste it in the address. It's actually quite simple. Cut, select, hyperlink, paste. So by doing this, it should make all of my URLs in context. This is a good practice to do even in your Moodle courses, in your syllabi, any kind of written document that you have. The only time I would probably break this rule, if you want to call it that, now you can see that error is now gone because they're all in context, would be if I'm actually handing out a written document, printing it out. Obviously they can't click on the link to go there, so they're not going to know the URL. That would be the only time. Otherwise, if it's a digital document where they can literally click on it, I would always have them in context. So that's a really fast way to fix that. The last item is checking reading order. So I'm going to click on slide 3 where the issue lies. Again, it wants to know how do you want them to read this? Do we start off with a title and then go left to right? Perhaps are we going from right to left? Basically, how do you go about that? So to check the reading order, I'm going to click on the Home tab. I'm going to go over to where it says Select, Selection pane. When I do that, you'll see this whole other option opens up. So basically, it's listing the things that are in this particular slide. So we have content placeholder number 2, and you're probably thinking, well, which one is that? They have these little button icons that look like eyeballs. If you click on them, it actually hides and shows that particular option. So that's what content placeholder number 2 is, and you see I have 2 of them because I just duplicated it. Probably a good idea just to rename that. I just double-clicked in it, and then I just typed 3. And title 1. Okay, that's the actual title of the slide. Now, whatever is on the bottom, that's the one it starts with. So title 1 is what would be read off first by the screen reader, which is perfect. That's what we want. So the second one from the bottom is section 508. That is not perfect. I want ADA compliance to be the first one to be read. All you need to do is simply click and drag, or you could use these little arrows to change the order in which you want them read. So I'm just going to move that up. You can see this orange bar appears. So now I should see title 1 will be read first, content placeholder 2 will be read second, and placeholder 3 will be in the third. Perfect. So like everything else, when you like it, hit the X. So that worked out really well. So let's move on to the next one. Slide number 4. So here we just have type. There's no images or anything. So which way do we want this to be read? What is the reading order? So as before, I'm going to go up to Select, Selection Pane. So we have Title 1 is read first. It's exactly what we want. We have two content placeholder 2s, again because I copied and pasted. So it's probably a good idea to rename them. I'm just going to use that little hide icon. And yes, this is in the correct order that I want. So I'm going to just call that 3. I just double clicked and hit 3. So I know the order of this one is good to go. Hit out of that one. You notice it's not getting rid of these different areas. It's because it's just a tip. It's actually not an issue, so they won't disappear. But you did it right, so don't worry. So slide number 6, I got like a text box and some titles. Again, go to Select, Selection Pane. I only have two things, so there's the title and the text box. There we go. So that worked out right. I didn't have to do anything with that. So that is like the common issues that you'll see within your PowerPoint presentations and how to fix them. If something unusual comes up that I did not cover, you'll actually see underneath why we fix and how do we go about fixing it and how to fix. So if anything else appears, that's a good way to look at it. Now these are just tools that are in PowerPoint that you could do, but also keep in mind the basics. Use bold or italics with text other than color. Don't rely on color in case someone's colorblind. Limit the amount of different types of fonts that you use, generally using sans serif font, which is what you're seeing here, or Arial, Verdana, and Helvetica, as opposed to serif fonts, which is Times Roman, which has a little more decorative elements on it. Don't underline words since that indicates a hyperlink if it's not a hyperlink. No blinking text. Little things like that that are really important within your document. So keep those in mind as well. But as I discussed earlier, making sure that you have title slides so you can actually see the title of each of these slides, making sure all your images, graphics, let's go back into insert shapes, smart art, charts. All of them have titles and descriptions using alt text. That's really important, as well as making sure to check your reading order. That's super important. So we want to make sure that the screen reader reads it in the correct way, as well as having hyperlinks in context. So kind of similar to Microsoft Word, just that the tools and how you go about fixing them is just slightly different in PowerPoint. So I appreciate you watching these videos. As always, if you have any questions, please make sure to email me.